So Stanford just surveyed over 1,000 workers and AI experts to better understand which jobs AI will automate. And it turns out we have been building AI for the wrong jobs, or at least that's what Stanford claims. They've discovered that the AI takeover is actually happening backwards. So, very interesting. And we're going to cover a little bit about it in this video. So, what's the meat? It turns out workers don't want full automation, they want a partnership, right? Around 46% of tasks that are able to be automated got a positive reaction. There's a little bit of a difference. People wanted equal partnership instead of having AI completely replace them. And how did they measure this, right? So they essentially divided it into four zones, right? The scientists at Stanford divided it into four zones, and basically it came down to the four zones were split across worker desire and technical capability. And they quickly found out that 41% of startups are actually going in the wrong zone in areas where the worker desire is very low or where the capability is low. So basically, areas where workers don't want stuff automated or where the capability is not there yet. And 41% of startups are currently trying to work in that area, right? They also say like high paying analyzation jobs because of this trend are now becoming less and less valuable. And what is becoming more important is, surprise, surprise, communication, interpersonal skills, relationships. Suddenly now, these are becoming more and more valuable than being able to analyze data. Pardon my cough. Analyze data or getting into more analytical capabilities. So, very interesting trend change. And let's be real, no expert right now was talking about this trend that suddenly I told you, oh, being able to present yourself and talk really well is suddenly now more important in the industry than being able to present a difficult data set and get gatherings from it. And the problem that everyone's ignoring is that Y Combinator or other sort of accelerators are flooded with startups that are in this red light, low priority zone. And the green zone is where workers are begging for help and there's no help to be found. Right? This goes back to a, classic business tradition where people try to build something that sounds cool so they can get marketing, etc., some buzz, but it's not what people actually need. The Stanford scientists also had access to Claude data. Some of you folks might be familiar with the LLM. And they also compared usage data from Claude, and they had some interesting findings there. They found that the top ten jobs that required automation only had around 1 to 2% of usage. Right. Again, hinting to us solving the wrong problem while ignoring the actual AI trend. And coming to creativity, these workers also drew a really, really strong line in the sand. Only around 17% of creative tasks got positive ratings, meaning 83% of people did not want their job automated. And the message was sort of crystal clear: automate my boring stuff, my logistical stuff. Don't automate anything that's creative, right? Art directors, editors, designers, right? They want AI to handle their admin work like an assistant. They don't want it handling like their creative work, where they're drawing or being visual or being able to express their mind. One art director also said, "I want the workflow maximized, not content creation." So there seems to be this leading trend of wanting to be a collaborative partner, again, in partnership with AI, not wanting it to take control over the stuff people actually enjoy, like content creation or creative direction, and instead do stuff that I don't want to do, right? Like logistical work, like admin work, right? And a lot of people might think the biggest problem right now is people thinking AI will replace their jobs, but it's actuality, that's number two. Number one is actual trust in the AI to get the job done right, to get it done accurately. And this comes back to the point of the wage reversal, right? Like analytical skills are now getting less and less important, and interpersonal relationships, communication skills, those soft skills are now more valuable than ever. And that also includes training people, right? Training people, leading people, managing people is now even more important. Right. When Stanford found that when workers described their ideal future with AI, around 23% wanted a role-based support, again falling into line with the be my support staff, help me out, right? A specialized teammate, not a replacement, right? And workers said what they actually want. Around 70% said automate my boring work or admin work so that I can focus on more higher value tasks. Or and 50% said, can you handle repetitive stuff? So repetitive tasks that come in and out. Can you help me do those? Again, so you can unlock your more strategic thinking, right? And that's where people are coming from. And the human agency scale here reveals the truth, right? H1 is a world where everything is completely automated with AI. H3 is a world where it's 50-50 with AI, humans work and AI. And H5 is, a completely human enabled world, which more or less is kind of currently existing. We're trying to build for H1, but reality and people want H3, right? So it seems like the AI takeover narrative is backwards, right? Workers want teammates, not replacements. The real opportunity really lies in collaboration, not elimination. And so it almost brings to question, like, is the future of work humans versus AI, or is it humans and AI? Right? Okay. This was Sully. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys got thoughts. Bye.